In this video, I'm going to go over the 6 most promising cryptos that you should be looking at. I invest in them. I own quite a bit of all of them, and therefore I want to share it with you guys. And truthfully, the perfect time to invest is right now. There is no bad time to invest. Even if it's at the top, if you're investing in a good asset and you plan on holding it for a while, who cares if you bought a house at the rise of the very top, right? Because as of right now, even though the housing market has gone down 20-30%, interest rates are so much more expensive that your house payment is relatively the same, even if the house is 30% cheaper. It's ironic how that happens. And same thing with Bitcoin. If you look at a chart, no matter what it was, if you bought at any of the all-time highs, if you held on to it, you would have doubled, tripled, quadrupled, 10x, 100x your money, depending upon what time. But I digress. The first one that I want to go over, and my favorite, and it's actually my biggest position in my portfolio, is Ethereum. And why do I have such good conviction on Ethereum? Well, it is the roadmap, or basically the foundation, the land to all of crypto. If you're a giant developer, let's just say, as far as an analogy state, and you want to build a shopping center, well, you first need to lease the land or own the land from somebody. And that's what Ethereum has done. There is so many other coins and cryptos that have been built off of the Ethereum network and have copied Ethereum. There's a saying that originality is just undetected plagiarism, and the originality has been Ethereum. So everyone keeps trying to innovate off of Ethereum. It is amazing. The second one that I will talk about is got to be Cardano or Cardano. I say that wrong all the time just because I like it. Cardano, but it's Cardano. You know, anyway, no disrespect to Charles Hoskinson, who is also the co-founder of Ethereum. They had a tiffy, and he switched off because he didn't want to be as centralized as Ethereum is. So he made Cardano. And for that reason is why I have a good stack of Cardano. ADA is because innovation breeds competition, right? And these two, they had a decent vision, and now they're going in two separate ways. So you're sort of betting on, let's say, Ford versus Toyota. Both are great cars, but some people just like to have options. So that is the reason why I love Cardano. And it's actually a little bit faster than Ethereum, but it hasn't gotten as much respect as the Ethereum network has gotten. And you can also make money by staking these guys by, 2 to 6%, depending upon what platform you use. I personally love Coinbase. I have a link in the description below. It's not a sponsored video. I just like Coinbase. A lot of people give me a hard time about Coinbase because of the sheer fact that they're like, oh no, this guy's going to be centralized. And guys, let me tell you, regulation is coming. Regulation is coming, right? If you want to make money, you need to find it in your head that the big wigs are going to get their cut, right? I know crypto was designed, and Bitcoin, we'll go over that. Number 3 is actually Bitcoin for me. But Bitcoin was designed to be decentralized, to give power back to the people, right? I'm a big conservative, but I do have some liberal views as far as renewable energy and all sorts of stuff. Because I don't believe that there's just black and white. There's somewhere gray in the middle on things. And that's the same thing here with crypto. Is if this thing just completely went underground, well, you're talking about the Silk Road again, where it's just a degens, a bunch of people that aren't really in for it. Not the masses in today's society are the only ones really having access to crypto. And that's not for it to become more expensive. The majority of us are investing in crypto or even investing in the stock market because we believe in a company, whether it's Apple, Microsoft, whatever, and we want to see that asset rise and make us more money, right? So there's a little bit of underlying as far as, hey, I really support the the view of where the crypto was designed to do as far as just power to the people, be decentralized. But at the same time, needs to be some regulation, some safety for big money, trillions of dollars to come into the market, which is going to help you and I out, right? And for that, Coinbase, it's already a publicly traded company. I believe that this one is much safer than FTX. This is just my opinion, right? Even I believe it's more safe than Binance, because Binance has a BinanceUS in here, and are having troubles with China. It's just interesting. A lot of these places are moving out of the United States because they don't want the regulation, and it's just running away from the problem, where the real problem is they need to be working with each other so that they can stay in here, because again, the world's currency is the United States dollar, and the global economic system is in the stock market, in the New York Stock Exchange. So that's where it's got to be, and Coinbase is leading that. And for that reason, I believe Coinbase is kind of like Tesla, where it's ahead of the game when it comes to electric cars. Coinbase is ahead of the game when it comes to this regulation battle and everything. So therefore, I think they've got the biggest fighting chance. And there's been information out there with having a hardware wallet with like the Ledger. And I know so many friends that have this, where they have their private keys and everything stored. Well, now they have updated and given like a back door, which is essentially, somebody connected to the internet can come in, and if you lose your private keys, you can restore it, right? So who's holding that information? It's going to be Ledger and some sort of a cloud computing server operation, as far as a software as a service type deal, or hardware as a service, where they're storing that information, which goes against all of what Ledger is meant to do. So it's moving towards, hey, how do we adapt to the masses rather than the few that know how to do it? And that is okay. That is okay, but it's going to piss off a lot of people. So again, number 3 for me is definitely Bitcoin, because it's that value and it's that digital gold. A lot of people like gold just because it's a finite resource, but what's interesting is there's so much gold deposits floating around in space that it's not going to be as finite of an object here in the next 20, 30 years, when potentially we could mine some of that stuff floating the sun. Yes, that is a little bit of astronomy, but I digress. The resources are out there. It's just a matter of somebody going to get them, and it's probably going to be somebody like Elon who has access to get that anyway. So Bitcoin, digital gold, which is great. Another safe asset I do believe is Binance. Yeah, I was talking about Binance, but if you're going to have a competitor to Coinbase, Binance is actually in the lead when it comes to the world, because of how many coins that they offer, and they've honestly been the guys to try to bail out all these other places. And there's a saying, or not necessarily a saying, but a theory, and it's the Copernican theory, where if you've been around for a long time, you could basically, it's like the law of averages. You basically know whether or not the asset's going to be around for a while, and that's where a lot of the AI algorithms, where big finance companies use to try to invest in companies as well. And Warren Buffett was one of the first ones that started that, where he was looking at, hey, I'm going to get on Coca-Cola and these guys. And he didn't buy it when they were brand new, when they were right out of the IPO, initial public offering. He waited to see, hey, they've got a viable system. Are they going to be around for a while? And he put in a bunch of money, because really the goal, guys, is not be trying to search for a million X, right? You just want to have a lot of just compounding interest of 3%, of a 2x, a 1x, right? You don't need to have massive amounts of gain to make money. You just got to have time. That's why investing right now is the best bet. It's set it and forget it. And that's why trading is so tough, is because people want to have the big winner. When true traders that make a lot of money, they have consistent wins, right? They don't need to always double their money. They've got consistent wins, and then they've got minimal losses. Just, it's a law of averages. And, 1 Buffett was one of the first ones that started that, where he was looking at, hey, I'm going to get on Coca-Cola and these guys. And he didn't buy it when they were brand new, when they were right out of the IPO, initial public offering. He waited to see, hey, they've got a viable system. Are they going to be around for a while? And he put in a bunch of money, because really the goal, guys, is not be trying to search for a million X, right? You just want to have a lot of just compounding interest of 3%, of a 2x, a 1x, right? You don't need to have massive amounts of gain to make money. You just got to have time. That's why investing right now is the best bet. It's set it and forget it. And that's why trading is so tough, is because people want to have the big winner. When true traders that make a lot of money, they have Number 5 for me is going to be XRP. And it's a little bit more speculative because of the fact that there's a giant court case going out that it is a security. And truthfully, most of these cryptos are securities. And Ethereum is changing how finance and everything works. Like, wait till you can start trading the stock market 24/7, or your bank literally being open 24/7 because you got smart contracts that can deposit and send money on the blockchain, right? Now, that is the type of technology that we need with Web3. Who likes to have their money on hold for 48 hours? Nobody does. And if it's Sunday and you need to deposit your money, you could go to an ATM or something, but it'd be much easier to just use this thing called the internet to have it, or send money to somebody. Or if you were to sell assets, as opposed to wait for a third party to, hey, okay, we sold the assets, now we're going to deposit it to your account. Like, it's annoying. We want to see it instantaneous. We live in a world of instant gratification when it comes to TikTok Reels, Instagram Reels, YouTube Reels. So why shouldn't our money be the same way? So for that reason, XRP, it's more speculative because who knows what's going to happen with the court case. But once they win, which I believe they will win, this guy is going to be a big regulated coin that could transfer and change how we send money, right? For that is huge. Okay, so we need to remove the notion that you have to be totally for decentralization. Yeah, we want to keep our money and all that. I've spoken in nauseum in this video about that kind of stuff, but you got to be aware of what's going on. One person can't make a difference, but a lot can. However, the masses are in control, and they are making sure, the big banks, that they have a little bit of this as well. So we just got to jump on board. So for that reason, that is my number 5. And these are all some of the top coins, right? I'm not getting way into speculation on stuff. And so my next one is Polygon, right? So number 6 for me is actually Polygon. And it is because it's fighting with Ethereum, right? It is a layer 2. It's adding on top of it. It is building it. So it can do some of the stuff that Ethereum can't and help developers. And another one, if I'm just having some bonus in here, would be Avalanche, right? Avalanche is much faster than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Maybe not quite as fast as Cardano for sending payments, but it can be used kind of like Polygon, and web developers can build on it as well. So that is something that a lot of these guys are doing similar things. So it becomes a betting game of who do you think is really going to stay around, right? So that's why I told you some of my biggest guys are Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Cardano, excuse me. But those are my promising assets for 2023 and the next 10 years. So if you like this content, please subscribe. I've got lots more planned and coming, changing some stuff on my channel. But till next time, this is Johnny Crypto, here to help you guys make some money.